Hello, my name is Stephen Wright. I'm a career coach here at Career Mentor, and we help high-performing financial services professionals make their next smart career move. So if you have been involved in a job search and you have received and accepted an offer to join a new firm, well, now the resignation from your firm becomes inevitable. And there are obviously significant benefits to being considered to be a good leaver. And you want to handle this situation in as professional way as possible. I think there are 8 things to consider. Let's go through them now. The first is that you want to be really clear in your own mind as to why you want to leave your current employer and all the things that you think you'll gain by joining your new employer. So perhaps write those down on a piece of paper and then circle those things which you think might be appropriate to mention in your resignation conversation. The next point is to make sure that you have your resignation letter ready. It's a really simple document. You need a date, you need your name and a signature, and a clear statement of resignation, and perhaps an expression of gratitude, as well as suggested last day of work. Number 3, you want to make sure that all is well. First, with your new employer, that you have a contract, that it's all been agreed, there are no grey areas, that it's in black and white, and that the document is properly signed and delivered, and everybody is clear about what's going to happen. Also, you want to make sure that you've got your devices and your data before you have this resignation conversation. Clearly, you're not going to take any proprietary information that belongs to your current employer, but make sure that you've got what could be thought of as being your stuff. Number 4 is to decide who you're going to resign to. Ideally, you want to do this face-to-face, and you want to do this with your direct report. But of course, there may be geographic or circumstances, and so it might be that you select the right person within HR with whom to have this conversation. So what do you say during the conversation? Well, first of all, the tone of the conversation wants to be professional, it wants to be upbeat, and you want to be expressing gratitude. But you also want to be very clear that you have accepted an offer of work elsewhere, that you are leaving, and you want to get the conversation onto talking about what your last day of work is going to be. So have all those things in mind. Now, quite how much, number 6, you tell them about where you're going and why you're going, that kind of depends on your situation. If you've been at that firm for some time and you have close relationships with the people in the organization, then perhaps you might feel more relaxed telling them about what you're doing. But what we don't want to do is to get pulled into a conversation where it becomes negative and you start talking about the negative things of the firm that you're currently working for. Number 7, you want to make sure and be really clear that you're not persuadable. This resignation conversation is not some sort of opening gambit in a negotiation to get them to want to keep you, and you're completely not persuadable. So don't get drawn into a conversation about what would it take for you to want to stay here. Also, you want to make sure, number 8, that you hand it over well. So make sure that all your work is complete and done in as best a state as possible within the time frame, that everything is completely accessible with all the passwords and everything, and that you do a great handover job to whoever it is that they have nominated. And obviously be clear about what date is going to be your last day at work. So there we go, 8 things which I think are fairly basic, but nonetheless, if you follow them all through, you'll be leaving on a good footing, you'll be leaving in a professional manner, and it will do well for you. I'll be putting the blog that I wrote about this in the comments below, and thanks very much.